Hi and welcome to my channel. It's Jess with Love to Plan with Jess. Today's video is going to be a little different from my normal plan with me's. I am going to do a quick tutorial on how I print the book covers for my reading journal. So this year I am using a Liveloveposh reading journal, and in it I created a page for book reviews and I print these book covers on them. And during my plan with me videos for my reading journal, I have gotten a few questions about how I print those. So in this video, I'm going to show you. The first step to printing these book covers is to figure out what size you need to print them. So I print my book covers in 3 different sizes. I have one teeny tiny size, and that is for this book challenge page. Now, these 5 book covers that I have here are a little bit small for these squares, and that's because I was using a Plan with Elise book challenge last year, and these are sized for that book challenge page. The Liveloveposh one looks like these boxes are a little bit bigger, and Heather actually gives you the size right here, which is pretty awesome, so you don't have to measure. So it says that the cover boxes are 0.55 inches by 0.75 inches. So I will have to note that when we head on over to the computer. I think I'm going to start sizing them a little bit bigger so that they fit inside the boxes. The next size that I use is for my currently page. So on this page, I will print the book covers this size, and there was kind of no rhyme or reason as to why I picked this size. I wanted it small enough that I could fit at least like 5 to 8 book covers on a currently page. And I wanted it so that the proportions weren't super out of whack. So this is 1 inch by 1.5 inches, I believe. I will confirm that when we get to the computer. But for this, because there isn't a box that it's going in, you kind of can choose whatever size you want these ones to be. However, if you have a specific size, so this sticker I wanted to fit inside the box. Let's go to one that doesn't have anything in it. So I want the sticker to fit inside this box. So what I would do is grab a ruler. So I have a clear ruler here, and we're just going to measure the size of the box. So, oops, that's centimeters. We want to go to inches. And we are going to say this box it's kind of between like 1.5 and 1.75 of an inch. I believe I sized this at 1.5 wide. 1.5 is about right here. So it's going to give me a little space on either side. And that works for me. If you want it to be, exact, maybe you would put it at, I don't know, maybe like 1.6 inches. And that would get you kind of closer to the border. And then we measure it this way. And I think I have this sized in my computer for 2.25 inches, so 2.25 inches. And that mark is right about here. So again, you could maybe go with 2.3 inches or 2.28 inches or something if you wanted it to fill up the space a little bit more. But I do like kind of having a little bit of leeway on either side of the box. If you can see in here, sometimes I put them in kind of crooked, and it just gives me a little bit more leeway when the sticker is not like the exact same size as the box. So now that we know what size boxes we need, we're going to head on over to the computer, and I'm going to show you how I actually create them and print them. Now, this is going to be the very first time that I am using like a screen record. And so bear with me. I hope it goes well. I have a Word document open. Now I am going to be doing this on a Mac, so this might be a little bit different, and it's actually not called Word, it's called Pages on a Mac. But I have a Pages file opened, and these are the 3 different sizes of the book covers. This was from last month. So usually what I will do is I will clear out all of the book covers that are on here from the previous month, except I'll leave one of each just in case I forget what the sizes are. So when I click on it, you can see over here under the Arrange tab, we have the size. So Oh, it looks like I do these larger ones at 1.6 by 2.25 inches. So it is a little bit wider than what I had said. So this is where you can see what size your picture is going to be. This small one is 1 by 1.5, and this teeny tiny one is 0.49 by 0.68. And we're going to increase that size just a little bit for the book covers for this coming month, based on what is in the Live reading journal. So we have our Word document or our Pages document open, and now we need a place that we can copy these book covers from. So I typically will use Amazon because I find that it has kind of the easiest book covers to copy. So the book that I am reading right now is Hemlock. So we are going to find this book. And here is a copy of the book cover. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to copy image. Once I have that image copied, I can go over to Pages and paste the image. Now it's going to paste it gigantic. So it pastes it at a very large size, and I want to shrink this down. So I'm going to have the photo highlighted, and we're going to go over here to the size. Now, something really important is to uncheck this constrain proportions. If you don't uncheck this, then whatever you put on one of the size, either like the width or the height, the other one you won't be able to change. It'll just change it automatically to keep the proportion consistent. So I'm going to uncheck that. And for the larger size, we go with 1.6 by 2.25. And so now I have a book cover. It's the same size as my one from last month. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete that just because I don't want to print that same one again from last month. Now I want this middle size. So what I'm going to do is just copy this image and paste it. Now I have two of them the same size, but I want this one to be the same size as this. So we're going to again go to size, and we said this one was 1 by 1.5 inches. So now we have that one at the correct size. And we want this itty bitty one. So we're going to copy it once again and paste. And now this one is 0.49 by 0.68, but the Kelva plan is 0.55 by 0.75. So let's see how that looks. So we're going to go 0.55, 0.75. Okay, so it's just a tiny bit bigger, but we're going to just go ahead and go with that size. So now I have my book covers all ready to print. I am going to, let's do one more. So I haven't read any other books yet. So most of the books that I read in January, I have already printed the book covers for. I hadn't printed this one yet, but I don't want to waste an entire sheet of sticker paper just to print one book cover. So I'm going to now go through and print a couple more for books that I will likely read in February. So one that I am almost certain that I'm going to read in February is The Crash by Frida McFadden. And I believe this is out already. Yes. So we have The Crash by Frida McFadden. Now I noticed So we're going to scroll down to this version. Now I noticed when I did the Hemlock, it gave me the audio version of the book, and those are square. If you go down, this one is like a rectangular shape, and it's just going to make the proportions look better. I'm not going to redo the Hemlock one, but this is going to just make it not look as distorted when I change the size. So I went ahead and copied that. We go back to Pages, and we're going to paste. Again, we have a giant version of it. We don't want it to be that big. We're going to uncheck this constrain proportions, and we're going to change our size to 1.6 by 2.25. I'm going to copy this, paste, and we're going to change this size to 1 by 1.5. And copy it one more time, paste one more time, and this one we're going to change to 0.55 by 0.75. Now I think off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bunch more book covers in here just so that I can fill this sheet up and not waste my sticker paper when I go to print it. I will print it and then I'll show you, I guess, kind of what it looks like, and we'll cut them out and I'll show you how these will now fit into my reading journal. I added a bunch more book covers in here and I printed this out on some sticker paper. So now I just need to cut these out and they'll be ready to go in my journal. So I typically will use kind of a combination of my paper trimmer and scissors. So let me go grab my paper trimmer. When I put these in the Word file or the Pages file, I like to try and line them all up so that it is easy to just cut them like all together. Now, if these were kind of staggered, I wouldn't be able to cut it like that on a paper trimmer. But because they're all lined up, I can just sort of cut them a little bit faster. So now I'm just going to kind of trim around the edges here. And now I'm just going to kind of trim around all of these book covers and move down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. But basically just cutting them all out. Now, sometimes for this part, I will just use scissors because I feel like I can get a little bit closer to, so you don't have like that white border around it, but using the paper trimmer is faster. So I'm just gonna go through and cut these all out. And now I have all of my book covers printed out in the 3 different sizes. And let's grab my reading journal and we can take a look. Now this is going to fit perfectly in that little box. And we have these that we're going to just sort of put around on my currently page when I'm ready to do that. And we have these that are going to fit perfectly inside this box. So I hope that this video was helpful, and this could actually be applied not just to book covers, but anything that you need to take an image of and like resize and print. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.